Let's take a look at our FedEx Understanding the Race. This is the trends of the patterns of the last 8 Coca-Cola 600s NASCAR on Fox. Number of cautions, average 11. In 2001 to 2004, it was average of 7, but since they repaved this place, it's gotten faster a little more the last 4 years. The longest green flag run, average about 96 laps. I can guarantee you we will see at least one set of green flag pit stops. The last caution period, remember this is a 400-lap race, comes with about 39 laps to go. Now this excludes the 2003 race because it was rain shortened. In cars on the lead lap, average of 14 finishing on the lead lap. We have a few more than that these last several races.
Thanks, Larry. Let's get late word from our NASCAR on Fox All-Star pit crew. Dr. Dick Berggren.
4-year-old Kyle Busch is NASCAR's hottest driver. In his short career, he has already won 50 times across NASCAR's top 3 divisions, 8 of those wins coming this year alone. He has never won the Coca-Cola 600, but moments ago, Busch told me that this start at midday favors him because he always runs better in the daytime than at night. Busch starts on the outside of the front row. Steve Burns.
Well, Dick, Tony Stewart won the All-Star race here 1 week ago, his first win as an owner. But for many of the guys on this team, it was their first visit ever to Victory Lane. And crew chief Darian Grubb said all the crew members had a death grip on the special hats and bottles of champagne they get. But what they really got from that win was a sense of confidence and determination to win a points race, Matt Yoakum.
Steve Poland, crew chiefs 24 hours ago, they said the biggest lesson learned from the All-Star race was simply track position. Getting it and keeping it. Therefore, today expect to see a lot of different scenarios depending upon a certain driver's position on the racetrack. No tires, 2 tires, 4 tires. In fact, now that we're racing the daylight, I asked Kurt Busch before he rolled off the grid, he said, if I put it into movie terms, the title today would simply be Mystery of the Unknown, because we have no idea what to expect. Chris Devoda?
Well, Carl Edwards knows this is a day of reflection and remembrance, but it's also a day of redemption. He and his crew still looking to go to Victory Lane for the first time this year. Carl just came on the radio and said, guys, we have a great pit stall. Let's use that to our advantage, especially on the short runs. His crew chief Bob Osborne said, Carl, you do this better than anybody. Let's all just stay on our toes. We don't know if we're racing to 200 laps or 400. We'll be ready for both.
Now let's have a quick look at the front of the field, Darrell, because the pole winner has the option at every NASCAR race of starting on the inside or the outside of the front row. They rolled off the way they qualified with Newman on the inside, and then he made his choice.
Yeah, I think if you think back to the All-Star race, Jimmy Johnson did that same thing. He took the outside because, as we've seen in race conditions, particularly off turn 2, you have a lot more momentum up there, so I think that's a good move.
Let's take a look at our race analysis. 600 miles, 400 laps, pit road speed 45 miles per hour. The pit window for Sunoco race fuel 54 to 58 laps. Scott Riggs had to change an engine, but he had already qualified 43rd at the back of the field anyhow.
And Mike, it doesn't matter whether it's Monaco, if it's the Indianapolis 500 or here today, somebody always gets in trouble early in these races in the first few laps. Somebody gets a little anxious, car not right, usually drags somebody into it with them.
A green racetrack from a day and night of rain. A lot of unknowns as the 50th Coke 600 gets set to unfurl the green flag on Memorial Day.
EW, she's the longest race we run of all 36, but most importantly, in honor of our men and women, boys and girls fighting for our freedom, reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time.
I don't care where you are, whether you're here today or whether you're in Afghanistan or Iraq, wherever you are, this one's for you. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Flying Ryan Newman got a good jump on the start.
Yeah, he made that outside line work for him and paid off just like he thought it would.
So the Rocket leads lap 1. Now here's a note about this 43-car field. Every car in the field is sponsored. Every car in the field has the intention of running the full race. There are no start and park entries in this Coke 600.
And I think that tells you the importance and the prestige of this race. You come here loaded for bear, hoping to have a great day, make a name for yourself.
You know, when you look at our top 6 or 7 cars right now, even though we know that there's a second and third group here, right now all of them are right around the bottom of the racetrack. You can actually see that 5 car lost a little ground, Mark right in the middle of 1 and 2.
As long as your tires are fresh, I think you can run the bottom like you see. But as soon as those tires go off, pressure build up a little bit, you'll start moving around more on the racetrack. Right now you got a lot of grip.
Darrell Dale Jr. down in turn 1, backed up the back of the pack up in turn 1. We'll get to that in a minute as Kyle Busch takes the lead. First lead change of the day. It happens on lap 3.
I just think Kyle Busch in this 18 car has so much. He has motivation to win every race he runs, and I think he shows that. But he was so dominant in the Nationwide Series race Saturday night after starting at the back and lost it because of basically strategy and the race being rain short.
Matt Kenseth making some ground as Earnhardt continues to give up spots in that high groove.
Yeah, and what we're seeing, and I think you're going to see it pretty quickly, all these cars will be single file here before we run too many more laps. Right now, you're feeling out the track, feeling out your car. You don't want to put yourself in harm's way right now.
Brian Vickers moving on Jeff Gordon for 5th. Completes the pass in turn 3.
Right now you won't challenge anybody, Mike. Right now you'll give up a little bit because you know you got a long way to go, and there's no reason to be racing anybody right now. Not hard anyway.
Hamlin and Montoya 8th place side by side into turn 1. That's Denny on the bottom. Juan Pablo up on top.
You know, when you go back to what practice we did get on Saturday, that 11 car, Denny Hamlin, Joe Gibbs Racing, I think he maybe had one of the faster cars and one of the better cars on the long run. But a couple of cars I've been watching that's really been coming up through the field, Kurt Busch in that 2 car, Carl Edwards, who we're riding with here in the 99 car, started 19th and 17th. They're back to crack the top 10.
Larry, when I think about racing this afternoon, think about Atlanta. We raced there in the daylight, in the afternoon. And the 2 car won that race, and the 99 was mighty strong. I believe this got a little rain, they say, got a little caution here.
And the caution appears for the first time today, just as Joey Nemechek and Joey Logano were battling for 10th place. Saturday night, Kyle Busch led 3 times for 98 laps in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. But the timing of a late race caution and then the resultant rain gave the win to Mike Bliss.